Well, Downton Abbey enthusiasts have a new way to enjoy their favorite show in Asheville. The Downton Abbey Vintage Costume Dinner is happening tonight, and News 13's Hope Hanselman joins us live from Lex 18 in downtown Asheville. And Hope, this is quite an ornate experience.
Evan, when we walked through the doors here at Lex 18, I think we were transported to a different time, certainly, almost another world. It's amazing the work they've done here to turn this into the Downton Abbey feel, that feeling back in 1924. And I've got Georgia Malky here with us. She's the owner of Lex 18 and really one of the creators behind this whole dinner experience. Tell me all that's involved in the experience here.
Well, this is an opportunity where our guests arrive at 6:30, and what's so charming is everybody is dressed up. Men are in their tuxedos, women are wearing gowns. They're all vintage accessories, and they have this experience of coming in and enjoying cocktails. All of them are cocktails from the 1920s. They get to hear a little bit of history about what was happening in Asheville in 1924. When the footmen are ready, the guests are summoned to dinner, and they are escorted by each of the footmen. Footmen are all dressed in white tails, just like you see in the program at Downton Abbey. And we have our Mr. Carson, of course, who's the very stern man watching over the footmen and making sure everything goes well. And they're transported now into this home, and this is a home of a aristocratic style American, so it's our American version of the Crawley family. Yeah.
Okay, when we come back, I'm going to tell you more about the story that Lex 18 has here as you come to dinner here for Downton Abbey vintage costume dinner party. And we'll tell you how to get tickets to one of these as well. Evan, back to you.
As Downton Abbey fans prepare for another episode tonight, a couple dozen in Asheville are preparing for a trip back in time. News 13's Hope Hanselman is live at Lex 18 for the Downton Abbey Vintage Costume Party. And Hope, there's a story behind this dinner party.
Yeah, Evan, that's right. If you're lucky enough to be a dinner guest here at this spectacular party, then you will get to know the story behind it. You'll be among some characters, some you'll know from the show. Allow me to introduce you here to Mrs. Hughes, also known as Georgia Malky. She's the owner here at Lex 18. And Georgia, I'm fighting off an English accent, and there's a reason why, because this story here takes place in Asheville.
That's correct. You're actually being invited where we've combined fiction and nonfiction together. This is the home of Mr. Douglas Ellington, a famous architect of Asheville during the 1920s. And he's invited all these guests to come and enjoy a 5-course dinner where other characters are seated, including Violet Crawley, who's traveled across the pond to visit his wife, Susan Ellington, who is her niece. So we've created this kind of wonderful storyline, which even includes a Hollywood producer related to Mr. Ellington, who of course is meeting every guest to see if they're a potential investor. So he's got his story pitches about his Hollywood DeMille operations and how MGM is going to now finance his movie. So some guests are being promised parts in movies, etc. And the fun thing is, of course, he has a special treat at the end of the dinner, and that is he's brought a documentary all the way from England called Downton Abbey, which showcases, of course, the season 5. So all of our guests during dessert and champagne get to watch
Excellent. Excellent. And you can probably already tell that I'm not dressed appropriately for this. The folks here who come to the dinner party are dressed in the time period.
They are.
And that is beautiful. Okay, well, coming up next, we're going to tell you more about the dinner that's served here. Back to you, Evan.
An Asheville restaurant converts to early 20th century England to put on an elaborate show for guests. The Downton Abbey Vintage Costume Party is getting more and more popular every week in Asheville. And News 13's Hope Hanselman is live there for us at Lex 18. So Hope, great event, cool decor, I guess, but what's for dinner?
That's really what's important to us, right? There's no wonder why this event is getting so popular here. You can really see how much work they put into just setting the table here, and I've got Mrs. Hughes right here with me. This is Georgia Malky, owner of Lex 18. And Georgia, tell me what's on the menu here.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to use a little bit of a cheat sheet here. So tonight we are going to be serving mushroom bisque that is going to be paired with le paradou viognier, and then a salmon mousse with cucumbers and greens with a lovely Chardonnay from France. Then we'll have roasted Cornish game hens with red wine sauce, potatoes with ladrons and onions, and we'll pair that with the Côte d'Aron. And then our fourth course is fig and ash County Blue salad with port and balsamic vinegar. And then, of course, there's the finale that is paired with wonderful champagne. And it is a classic English T-squares with a custard that's very much like a panicotti style of a custard with wonderful fresh raspberries. And, of course, sherry, port, cognac, coffee, tea, in good English but American style.
A wonderful 5-course dinner, all paired with time-appropriate foods and drinks and all of that. Everything you're seeing set here on the table has been collected, really, from local antique shops. So everything here is time-appropriate. Really an incredible, authentic experience. You can find tickets to this if you go to Lex 18's website. But Evan, for now, I'll send it back to you.
An exclusive event tonight in downtown Asheville for the showing of Downton Abbey. News 13's Hope Hanselman is live at Lex 18 with a look at their vintage costume party. Hope?
Hey, Evan. So today, this morning, we've talked to you about the story behind this costume party, the table settings, the menu, the costumes, the characters you'll meet out here. Now, of course, I know you're all curious about how to get involved, but you should know this event is gaining popularity so fast, it's hard to keep up with. I've got Georgia Malky here with me. She's the owner of Lex 18, and tell me just how fast this popularity is growing.
Well, all of our Sunday events are sold out, and we had a waiting list of about 50 people begging for tickets. So we said, well, let's add some more events. We added Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and in February. 3 of those are already sold out, so we still have a few more Tuesdays and Wednesday opening. And then we thought, well, we might as well add Thursdays as well. So we do still have tickets, and the best way is to go online, and you'll be able to see what date, how many tickets are left. But yeah, we're very delighted.
Okay, well, it is really a one-of-a-kind experience, as we told you before. You can find those on Lex 18's website here. And a wonderful time here we've had this morning. Thank you so much for having us, showing us everything that you have, all of this work you've put into creating this authentic experience, and really for history buffs as well. I think you'll really enjoy this. You'll learn a lot about the time period, the early 1920s in Asheville and in England, I think, and you'll have a great time. Once again, Downton Abbey is tonight, and thanks for joining us. We're live at Lex 18 in downtown Asheville. I'm Hope Hanselman, News 13.